Ian, 1-0 victory over Ashington tonight. Wasn't the prettiest of games, but effective, and that must mean a lot to you.
Yeah, you're right, and it wasn't the prettiest of games. Conditions weren't great. There was a bit of a wind, and the rain started to come down, and the pitch is difficult to get the ball down and play on. Typical cup tie, really. Not an awful lot of quality, but I thought what quality there was in the game, we showed more of the quality than Ashington did, and it is just another game. It's another game that we've managed to win, which is great on the little run that we're on. But I'd be a liar if I didn't say it does feel a little bit nice to get one over on your old club.
The only goal of the game did come on the hour mark. Did you think that was deserved?
Yeah, I thought, to be honest with you, I'm trying to reflect on the game as we do this interview, and I can't remember, other than a Kyle Downey free kick maybe, and a little bit of a scramble in the box at the end of the first half, I can't remember Ashington working the goal too much. Likewise, I can't remember Conor Grant having to make too many saves, if I'm honest, and we huffed and puffed and we showed little bits of quality, but the goal itself I thought was a good goal. Good hold-up play by Gary Day, and he's managed to play it through to Robbo, and Robbo's got this great ability to burst from deep onto the ball and take it in his stride, and he did, and he finished across the goal into the bottom left-hand corner as I looked at it, and it was a well-worked goal, and probably a goal that deserved to win the game because there wasn't a great deal of quality in the game.
There's still half an hour to play after that. What were you and John thinking in the dugout? Were you thinking hold on, or were you wanting to go and get a second and a bit more of a cushion?
We were comfortable. We felt comfortable in the way that the game was going. So at 1-0, we're quite happy for it to remain scrappy and not to be a lot of chances in the game, because there's always the opportunity that we could pinch one on the break, but we don't have to force that. So Ashington have got to score to get back into the game. So there's always the argument that at 1-0, if it's scrappy, we can almost be a little bit more conservative and look to play on the counter-attack a little bit. But we certainly stayed on the front foot, and we had one or two half chances to maybe extend the lead, but that didn't happen.
The sending off was directly in front of the home dugout. What did you make of that?
Craig Scott, being Craig Scott's a big, powerful player, and he's came through and competed for the ball with Bobby Taylor. It did look to me as if Craig kicked out at him, which is not like Craig, having worked with him for 2.5 years. So it's not like him, but from where I was, it did look as if he kicked out. Certainly the whole of the Blyth bench behind me were up shouting that they believed he'd kicked out. And ultimately the two people that matter in terms of the referee and the referee's assistant thought he had, and ultimately he had to face the red card.
Do you think it changed the game that much, considering you looked in control at that stage as well?
It's one of those situations where almost panic sets in a little bit, because it's, oh well, we've got 11 playing against 10, but if you look through history of football, the amount of times that the 10 men do better than the 11 men, because they almost get a siege mentality and think, oh, it's going against when they manage to find another gear to go through, whereas the team who have got 11 can become a little bit complacent and maybe do things that they wouldn't usually do. But I was just happy that the game almost petered out, really. We did surrender territory a little bit towards the end, so I would say the last 4 or 5 minutes were quite frantic. Obviously, Ashington throwing bodies forward and looking to play forward quickly to try and get back in the game, and there was some twitchy moments. There certainly was that, but just all in all, happy to see the game through and be in the hat for the next round.
Yeah, that's my next question. Who are you wanting in the next round? Are you wanting a big home tie, or are you wanting a realistic, winnable tie so that you're then one game away from St James's?
It's one of them where I haven't really thought about it. I suppose the cliche is you just take whoever you get in the draw, and anybody at home. I think since we came to the club, we've probably been better away from home than we have been at home. Whether that's because the onus is on us at home to take the game to the opposition, whether it's because the pitch is a little bit difficult to play on, although I'm not using that as an excuse. So I'd probably say we'll just take whoever we get. I suppose if you're being really selfish, you'd like a game that you look at and think's winnable without being disrespectful to anybody. But then if you don't get that and you end up getting one of the big teams, you think, oh well, they're the sort of games you like to be involved in.
Cheers, Ian.
No problem, thank you.